Now at 5, weather impact alert as we are tracking snow in your forecast.
Governor Braun set to give his second State of the State address in just a few hours. I'm Emily Longnecker at the Indiana State House. Some of the topics he's likely to address coming up.
Plus, IPA's graduation rate.
What the district says is behind their nearly 12% increase in students finishing school. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. It is 5 o'clock, and sorry to say, but we knew it was coming. Winter weather is back. Bursts of snow, strong winds, and frigid temperatures are impacting our night tonight.
So this is the start of chilly winter weather hitting our area, and this is why that we have issued a winter impact alert tonight. Angela, I know you're tracking this. We're going to see accumulation.
Especially north and east of Indianapolis, yes. Up toward the South Bend area, right where they get that lake effect, they may see a foot or more.
A foot or more?
Yes, nothing like that here, but as far south as Kokomo and Peru, a couple of inches possible. In fact, we already have a quick coating of snow on the ground in Kokomo. Between now and early tomorrow morning, these bursts of snow will continue. Rapidly changing road conditions. We do expect at least some school delays in areas north and east of Indianapolis where we get some higher accumulations of snow. Be prepared for some slower travel and follow the radar closely. Speaking of radar, you can see the movement of these bursts of snow from northwest to southeast. Some steadier snow south of Anderson, in between Greenfield and Newcastle, in between Shelbyville and Rushville. We also have some bursts of steadier snow, Martinsville, Ellettsville, into Bloomington. A quick coating possible with this, and then we'll wait for the lake effect snow to take over. Yes, 6 to 8, maybe a foot of snow up toward the South Bend area, as far south as Peru, maybe even Kokomo, a couple of inches possible. For the rest of central Indiana, if you are north and east, a coating up to an inch, and that will be enough for some slick roads and a slow start tomorrow morning.
All right, Angela, thank you so much. And the city of Indianapolis is opening an overflow shelter tonight because of these plummeting temperatures. That overflow shelter is at West Morris Church. It will be open from 6 tonight until tomorrow morning, and it will remain open until these temps rise above 25 degrees. The family and single women's shelter on North Tibbs and a men's shelter at the Assessment and Intervention Club on Pleasant Run Parkway are open regardless of weather conditions.
So the weather is changing, so it's a really good reminder to make sure you take your time going home. Today, an INDOT plow driver got involved in a minor crash along I-65 near Raymond. INDOT cameras show that it did not interfere with traffic this afternoon. That's some good news, but again, the weather is changing and our coverage doesn't stop here. We have much more on our streaming service, WTHR Plus, for you.
Check out our Outside the Forecast. Angela and Lindsay Monroe, they talk about wind chills and snowfall totals and what they mean for you. You can download it on WTHR Plus on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
In just a couple of hours from now, Indiana Governor Mike Braun will deliver his 2026 State of the State address, doing so to a joint session of the Indiana General Assembly.
The governor will make his remarks from the Indiana House of Representatives chamber starting at 7:30. 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker will be there.
And now she joins us live here at 5 ahead of the talk with some insights about what the governor is expected to discuss tonight. Emily?
Well, Ann and Felicia, I think that you can expect Governor Braun to talk about some of the work he did during his first year in office. Topics that we've heard him address before that he deems were successes, namely property tax reform and the impact that has had on Hoosiers. We also hear him frequently talk about those cuts that he asks state agencies to make across the board in the name of efficiency. He could possibly talk about those. Now, before tonight's speech, the governor released his 2026 Freedom and Opportunity Agenda. He says it focuses on kitchen table issues and making life more affordable for Hoosiers. That's also been a persistent theme from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle this session, the idea of affordability and lowering the cost of living. We've seen proposed legislation already this session that deals with the cost of housing and utilities as well as medical debt. These are all topics Governor Braun has touched upon too in the past. Let's not forget the governor also frequently brings up his experience as an entrepreneur and businessman before entering politics, so he'll likely touch upon the economy and how Indiana is doing there. Another topic the governor discussed in his end of the year sit-down interview just last month was data centers. We know that they are closely tied to Hoosiers' concerns about their electricity bills going up. So again, that idea of affordability, we've seen it be a persistent theme down here already at the State House. Let's not forget about the topics of education and public safety. Both topics the governor has addressed before when he has looked at the bigger picture here in Indiana, and that's what this night is really about tonight, a bigger picture night, a bigger look at what's going on in Indiana. Governor Braun won't be the only one addressing that bigger picture. We're also expected to hear from leadership in the House and Senate. Both Republicans and Democrats will have a response to the governor's remarks later. And Felicia?
All right, Emily, thanks so much. And make sure you tune in tonight because we have it all for you. We are airing Governor Mike Braun's annual State of the State address live here on Channel 13. Also, we'll be streaming it for you over on WTHR Plus. Again, that's tonight at 7:30. That does mean a programming change. Jeopardy will be airing tonight over on MeTV. You can find that at Channel 13.3.
And this morning, lawmakers started considering a bill that impacts safety at schools, and it could repeal Indiana's new law requiring AEDs at many school events.
Our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman has covered this issue for more than a year now and has this update.
Supporters of the AED law were worried because they believe it saves lives. Now they're hoping lawmakers will approve an amendment that will keep the AED requirements in place. As written, House Bill 1004 would repeal the state school AED law, which requires the devices at events and venue-specific plans. Julie West and several people spoke out about the importance of protecting the current law.
All schools should plan, prepare, and protect everyone on school grounds. We finally reached that point. And then something happened, and that's why we're here this morning.
State Representative Bob Baining explained what happened. He authored the bill and says he was responding to concerns brought to him by the Indiana School Board Association. At the hearing, he did admit repealing the law went beyond the clarifications the group asked for, including language to allow one AED to be used for multiple events. Now he and lawmakers on the House Education Committee are considering an amendment that would keep the AED requirements but add some clarifying language.
Do you plan to continue to protect these requirements throughout the rest of this session?
Well, I mean, I have the amendment, so I can't, once the bill leaves the House, it's up to the Senate to do what they choose to do with it. Continue to think it's an important issue, so we will advocate to make sure it stays in place, yes.
An AED can restart the heart when it stops. Our sideline investigation showed schools used AEDs to try and help dozens of people. We even spoke to a coach and a former high school student who both say they're alive today because of one. The House Education Committee did not vote on the bill or any amendments today. However, it is expected to do so at a hearing next week. Sierra Putman, 13 Investigates.
The House Education Committee is expected to meet again next Wednesday, and you can watch Sierra's whole sideline investigation. She looks into AEDs in schools here in Indiana. It's on demand if you go to our streaming service, WTHR Plus.
And to keep up on all the legislation at the State House, watch our political streaming show, Crossroads Politics. A new episode airs every Sunday at 10 a.m. on WTHR Plus, or you can get it on demand.
Right now, Marion County prosecutors are taking a deep look at murder cases that went to trial and to new cases that were filed all last year. The prosecutor, Ryan Mears, tells us that out of 42 murder trials, all but 4 landed with a conviction. Prosecutors filed 86 new murder cases in Marion County last year. 26 of the suspects were charged as teens. More than half of the new cases were people with no or nonviolent criminal histories. Mears said most cases filed stem from deputies, or rather from disputes or revenge, and he says that is an alarming trend.
How can we get people to understand that that gun is not going to solve that problem? And that problem in that moment, whether it's online, whether it's on the street, is not going to be solved by the use of a handgun.
So for comparison today, we did reach out to other counties here in central Indiana because we wanted to compare conviction rates. As we get that data back in, we'll keep you updated. And now to our schools here in Indianapolis. Indianapolis Public Schools says its 2025 graduating class made history for that school system. The graduation rate very close to 93%.
And it's nearly a 12% jump in 2 years. Our Ella Rhodes went to find out how IPS made this quick improvement.
Is it going higher?
At one point during high school, Denicia Dancy didn't know if she would graduate.
I lost hope, but then it was teachers here that was like, I'm going to get you to graduate. Like, you're going to graduate. You're going to walk across the stage. And they gave the hope back.
Dancy says the teachers at George Washington High School are the reason she'll cross the stage this spring.
Over the years, I have changed, and thanks to the staff being by my side and steering me to the right track.
C column, which is usually our biggest.
Principal Dr. Stanley Law tracks every senior from the start of the first day of school. Each column breaks down how many credits each student has and needs to graduate.
I think one of the major things that we've seen change is some of the systems that we've put in place to track each and every student throughout their high school progression, and then being able to make sure that we match interventions and supports.
All 4 IPS high schools use this system. It's one of the reasons why the school system saw its highest ever graduation rate, 93%, compared to 2023 at 81.5%.
We pride ourselves on being a family. And families, you got the ups and downs, the highs and lows, but there's a cohesive vision about what we want for our students.
Kelly Durr with IPS credits the success to tracking students early on, creating a safe environment, providing academic opportunities, and extensive academic support.
Intentional effort of our schools is really paying off, and in the end, the benefit is to our students.
So every IPS student can start their next chapter on the right track. In Indianapolis, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.
So at 93%, the IPS graduation rate is higher than the state average, which is 91.83%. A 60-year MLK tradition now canceled.
The way IU Indy students are now coming up with their own ways to honor the civil rights legend. That's ahead at 5:30. First at 5, CFP Championship.
We have the ways that you can watch the big game on Monday without the big bucks of a cost and a trip to Miami. Plus, the ranked Boilers now taking on a Big Ten opponent. That game is tonight.
Don breaks down what we can expect in the tip-off against the Hawkeyes.
And our Pacers are at home taking on the Hawks this evening. If you're coming downtown, there will be a few snow-covered roads from time to time, and it's going to be a much colder night, lows in the teens.